Hello, everyone, and welcome you all to another chapter of the t-shirt design in Illustrator. So now we are on our chapter number 2, and here I'm going to show you how you can actually design a retro stripe text t-shirt. Okay, so I'll show you how you can actually put that style into your design. I'll show you how you can create a color palette and a lot of things here as well. Okay, so you guys can actually work around with your color. It's not like you only have to use the colors which I am using, but you guys can use a lot of color as well. So hope to see you all in this class. So let's not waste time and let's get started. So here, as you guys can see, I'm here in the home page of the Adobe Illustrator. So from here, what I'll do is I'll just create a new file. Okay, so I'll just take a width of 8 inches and a height of 11 inches. And I'll just name this as retro text. Okay, so I'll just name this retro text effect and I'll save this one. I want a bleed of 0.125 inches. Color mode is CMYK. I can't put RGB colors, so CMYK is good. Raster effect, let it be 150. And yeah, this thing is quite fine. And I'll just create one over here. Okay, so as you guys can see, I do have my uh, empty page over here. And first thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create different color palettes. Okay, so I do have a lot of color palettes. Okay, I can use a lot of color, but to put that and use it comfortably, what I'm going to do is I'll select this rectangle tool from my shape toolbar and I'll just put up these boxes. Okay, so I will just put these boxes on top over here. Select this box, and what you can do is you can just duplicate these boxes. So I'll just duplicate these boxes from here. Okay, so let me take somewhat around 6 colors. I guess I'll just take 6 colors over here. I will try to align all of this. Okay, so I'll just try to align this, or what I can do is I'll select all of this, and now I can actually align them horizontally center, or if I wanna align, so I'll just go back with my Control Z again, and what I can do is here alignment option, I can basically align it. Here you guys can see vertical here in bottom, so it's aligning properly. I do have these boxes, and what I can do is I can select these boxes and I can just put up the color which I want. So from here, I do have a few set of colors. Okay, so here you guys can see I do have these color codes. So this is a royal blue charcoal. So from here, I will select this and I'll just click on copy and I'll come here. I will just put this here in one side, go to the fill option, and from the fill option, what you can do is otherwise you can come here directly and now delete this one and Control V. Okay, and just click on OK. Here, as you guys can see, I do have this color. And now what I can do is I can just select this one here again. And this is a basic yellow. So I'll just click on copy from here and now come to this box over here, delete this one, Control V and enter. So here I do have my another color and I'll come here again, and what I'm going to do is again I'll just repeat the same process. From here I will come to this. So this is a peach color. Okay, so what I can do is I can just take this peach color from here. Okay, so I'll just copy this one with Control C and I'll come here to this box again and I will just backspace and Control V over here and click on OK. So I do have my color, and now here I'm going to take another 3 color, which will be the light purple, mint, and the butter color. So I'll just come here, I will copy this one. Okay, I will just Control C and I'll come here again. I'll go to this one I'll backspace, Control V, and click on OK. So repeat this process. Like how much color do you have? It depends on that as well. Okay, so if you have more colors, you need to take more time to just create your color palette over here. Okay, but this is the way of how you can actually create the color palettes. So I'll just come here again. Okay, I will just take this mint color. Okay, so let me take this mint color from here, Control C, and I'll come here again, backspace and Control V, and I'll click on enter. And the last box here, I do have this thing. Come to this one, and here you can see I'll just take the butter color, which is kind of white, but not exactly white. Okay, so from here, I will come to this option again, backspace and Control V over here and enter. So here you guys can see I do have a butter color here as well. So now this is my color palettes and these are the colors which I am going to use. Okay. So now what I'll do is if I want to put on some text here, what I can do is I can just come here in this type tool option from here. Okay. So here you can see I can just make a box. Okay. I can just make a box over here. Otherwise, I can just come here and I can start typing. Okay. So here if I just type all right. Okay, so I'll just type all right. Okay, so I'll just type all right from here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to increase the size. Okay, so I'll just select this layer. And what I'm going to do is I am going to increase the size. If I want to increase the size proportionally, I can just click here on shift. Now what I'll do is I will just select this type tool from here, and now I will just take this one, and what I can do is if I just want to decrease the size, I can kind of decrease the size here as well. Okay, maybe 140 is kind of okay, but I'm going to change the font here as well. Okay, so I already do have a particular font here in my mind which I want to use, okay, which is the number 7. But you guys can actually work out, okay, you guys can choose whatever you want. There are a lot of fonts. You guys can actually check which one you want, which one looks good. Okay, so I can just come here and I can just go down from here. Okay, I can just go down and check which one basically looks good. Okay, so as I was telling about the number 7. Okay, so I can use the number 7 from here as well. But here, as I'll always show you guys, here are more options. Okay, so in Find More, you do have other fonts here as well, which you guys can also check out from here. Okay, so if I want to take a cursive, I can just take a cursive. And here you guys can see I do have the classification of what kind do I want to take. Okay, and here you guys can see if you want kind of like this. Here you guys can check which one looks good. Okay, so here as you guys can see, I do have this one. Okay, I can just take this here as well. Okay, so I do have the cursives all right here. Okay, so I will select one of this from here, and what I'll do is I'll just keep this thing here in the middle. And now I will select all this again, select this one, and I'll come here in the fonts option. Okay, so I'll try to find some more. Okay, so I'll just come here, and as you guys can see, I do have all of these cursives. Okay, so I'll just take only these cursives and I'll choose which one I like. So I'll just take this one and select this thing. I'll keep this here in the middle, and what I can do is I can just decrease the size, or if I just want to go back and I want to decrease the size proportionally. So for that, I will select this one and I'll keep this thing over here in the center. Okay, so here you guys can see I have written all right, and now I do have this cursives. So here with the pen tool, if you just come here and select any of this, Okay, and if you want to change this to something else, okay, you guys will be able to change that particular thing to something else as well. Okay, so here, as you guys can see, I have changed this one. If I want to change this G, I'll come here again and I can basically change the type of G which I want, okay, which suits my cursive. And here I'll just come to this T option, and from here I can basically select the T which I want. Okay, make sure that you do it properly as you're playing around with your font. Okay, so I'll just bring this thing over here, and if I want to change the A, okay, I can change the A from here as well. Okay, so I'll just select this. So here what I can also do is I can come here. I can just select only one thing out here. Okay, so if I just select this one, come to this, and you can just make this one kind of like this as well. So now this kind of looks good, and now I'll start my work down over here. So now I want to give some tilted thing over here. Okay, so I'll just share this thing up a little bit. So for that, I will come here in the object option. From here, I will go to transform and I'll select the shear. And I'll just set up the shear angle something to 90. Okay, so I will just click here on 90. Okay, or this is to clouds. So from here, maybe I will try to do something around this one. Okay, so I can just click on OK from here. Okay, some of this are too big as I do have a combination. Okay, so in that case, what I can also do is I can just select this thing, and here using the rotation, I can just give thing rotation right down here. Okay, if you want to shear this thing up, then it is kind of hard with this combination. If I want to do a little bit here, as you guys can see, 25% over here. Okay, if I'm putting a 3%, but if I want to do vertical, okay, in that case, I just need to come here at 0 again, and I will just decrease this thing. Okay, and I'll just click on OK. So yeah, this thing kind of looks great now. And now what I'll do is, so now I will come here in the Windows option, and from here I need to make sure that I do have my appearance box over here. So I'll just place my appearance box somewhere here on the sides. So now what I'll do is I'll come here and I'll just put none color over here. So this was the defaulted black color, so I'll just delete that one. So after deactivating over there, what you can do is you can come here in the appearance panel and you can just select add new fill. Okay, so here as you guys can see, I have added a new fill over here. So now what I'll do is, as I have selected this one, again, I will just select my eyedropper tool. And as this one is the first color, what I'm going to do is I will just click on shift and I will click here. And you guys can actually see, or what I can do is I can come here. Again, I can click on shift and I can just make this thing kind of black color. Okay. So maybe I'll just keep this thing kind of like that. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is, so here I will come again, okay, or let me just put, because I'm going to stroke here anyways. Okay, so I'll just come here, I will just click on this one, and I need to make sure that I'm clicking shift, and I'll just select this color. And what I can do is I'll just come here, okay, in this fill option. So now I will come here, okay, in the stroke option. And from here, what I'm going to do is I am going to change the stroke weight. Okay, so from here, as you guys can see, I'm just increasing the stroke weight from here. So now this is 4 point over here. And what I can do is if I want to change or put up any arrowheads or anything as such, in that case, I can put it up from here. Okay, so here you guys can work on with your stroke in an advanced level. So now what you can also do is So now I will come here and I want to take up a color. So I'll just keep the stroke over here. I will just click on shift and I'll just choose this color here as you guys can see. So I do have this color. If I'm choosing this color, it will have kind of like this. So I'll just take this black color here with this one. And now what I'm going to do is I will just go back here and select this selection tool. And now the way you basically put this color or how you work with layers in any other software, in that same way, what you can do is you just can bring this layer down. Okay, so I will just take this layer down, or I'll just keep this one here in the top. Okay, so now the stroke layer is behind. So from here, again, after doing that one, I'll come here in the effects option and I'll come to distort and transform. And from here, I will choose transform from here. Okay. And here, as you guys can see, I'll just increase 1 inches horizontally and here 1 inches vertically. And I'll just make 10 over here. Okay. So I'll just make 10. So let's see the preview. If I want to change this thing, I can just change this thing. Okay, so see preview. So now here you can see I have changed this one, okay, 0.25 inches. And here instead of 8 copies, what I'll do is I'll just put 5. And let's see a preview of how this thing actually looks. Yeah, it looks quite fine. And I can just click here on OK. And what I can do now here is add new stroke option. Okay, so I'll just keep this add new stroke option on top of this one. Okay, so what I can do is I can just bring this one underneath. Okay, so I can just bring this one underneath, or I can just take this layer on top. Okay, so if I just click here outside or this one, okay, so I can just bring any of this here in the front, or I can just bring this one down here. Okay, so I will be able to do all of that here as well. Now I will select this color, and what I'm going to do is I'll come here in the stroke option, and here with my this tool over, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color. Okay, so I'm going to change the color to this one. Okay, so for that, what I need to do is I need to come here in the eyedropper tool, click on shift, and here I will select this color. Okay, so here I do have that color. Okay, and what I can do is I can come here in the effects panel, and for that again go to this distort and transform, go to the transform option. Here I will just put the same 0.025, and here also I will just keep this one 0.025, and here I will just change the copies. Okay, so now I will just put 10 copies over here, and let's see a preview of how that thing basically looks. So it might take some time, okay, to get you the preview. So you gotta just wait around all of that. So here, as you can see now, I do have this thing over here. Okay, so I just need to wait for some time. That's the thing. And again, I'll just repeat the same process, add a new box over here. And what you can do is you can just get that box under you. Okay, so get this box under here, come to this one, select this tool, click on shift, and now get this color. Okay, so now I do have this one, go to this, and again go to distort and go to transform option, and here the same one. Okay, so I will just click here 0.025, and here as well I'll just put 0.025, and here instead of 10 I will just put 25 over here. Okay, and I'll just click on OK. So here you guys can see I do have 25 over here, but what I can do is I can just decrease this thing something around 15. Okay, so I can do that. So I'll just come here in this option again, distort and transform. Go to transform, apply new effect. Okay, so this is one way, 0.025. So the more you want to do, if you want to do in pixels, you guys can do it in pixels as well. Okay, so from here, I will just do 15. So let me try to get a preview. Okay, so this is how it actually looks. Okay, we can kind of work out with this. Okay, so I'll just click on. And here you guys can see this is how it looks with 10. Okay, so again, what I'll do here is I will come to this option around here and now I will add another stroke. Okay, so I'll just add a stroke of this color. Okay, so again, I will come here in this new option and what I'll do is I will just bring this stroke down. Okay, so I'll this stroke down over here. And what I'm going to do is I will just again go to this effects, distort and transform, go to transform, and I will just cancel. Okay, so I just need to bring this one down. So I'll just bring this thing down. So I'll just put this thing. Okay, let's see which one already have style. Okay, so let's go to transform option. So yeah, I can change this one from now. Okay, 0.025. And again, here I will go for 0.025. Okay, and here instead of 15, what I'll do is I'll just write 20 and we can just try to see preview. Okay, so I'll just click on OK from here. And now I will select this one, select this eyedropper tool, click on shift and from here you can just choose up any color. Okay, so here as you guys can see I have chose a color over here. Okay, so after some time you'll be able to get or able to see a shed. Okay, so again if I just come here distort and transform, I'll go to transform and now again I will try to put this thing up. So 0.025. Okay, so I'll just come here again and I'll click on 0.025 and here I will just put 25 copies and I'll just click on OK. So here as you guys can now I do have this one. Okay, so as you guys can see now I do have this and what I can do is now I can select this whole thing up and here you guys can see all the colors, okay, which I do have here. And if I just want to move this thing up somewhere here, I can actually move this thing up somewhere over here. Here as you guys can see, this is how you guys can move this thing up. And what I'm going to do now is, so here as I want to put some stripes over here, okay, so what I'll do is I will take a gradient. So I'll just double click over here. And what I can do is I can check this thing for a simple gradient over here. Okay, as you guys can see, I do have a gradient. So from here, I can just come to this gradient option. So I'll just come to the windows. And from the windows, what I'll do is I will try to search for the gradient panel. So here, as you guys can see, I do have the gradient panel. And what I can do over here is I will just select the colors. Okay, so I'll just select the first color over here. And what I'm going to do is I will just take my eyedropper tool. Okay, so I'll just take my eyedropper tool and I'll just click on shift. Okay, so I'll just click on shift and here you guys can see the change in the color. And again, what I want to do is if I want to add a different slider, I can add a different slider here as well. Okay, or if I want to add this thing. Okay, so here as you guys can see, I can just add this one. And here what I'm going to do is, again, I do have my eyedropper too. So here I will just change the color. And here also I want to add a color, which is this one. Okay, so I'll just keep this thing over here. And whenever you have a plus sign, that is the time where you guys can actually change. So again, I did have this color. Now I'll take this one. Okay, so I'll just take this kind of color from here, and gradient slide. I want to add another one as well. And what I'm going to do is I'll just take this color. Okay, so here as you guys can see, I do have this color. And last one, which I'm going to choose is I'm going to choose this color from here. Okay, so as I do have my gradient tool over, so what I can do is I can just click this one, and here you guys can see the changes around here. So here, as I want to make a line, in that case, what I can do is I can just duplicate this here. Okay, so I'll just click on Alt, and I will have another one. Okay, so I'll just take this thing, and if I want to create another one, okay, so I can just create another one from, okay, so I'll just click on this one. And what I can do is if I just go back, I can go back here as well. Okay, so if I want to close this thing down, I can just keep this here in one corner as well. But as I'm working here right now, I will just keep this thing kind of like that, that I can view these things properly. So what I'll do is I'll just make a line over here. Okay, so I'll just make a line. Okay, I'll just take two colors from here, and what I can do is I can just slide this thing up. Okay, so from here I can just slide this thing off. If you want, I can just click here on delete, and as you guys can see, this thing got deleted. So here I will take another one of this thing. So I'll just uh take another one. I'll just add up a slider, and here as you guys can see, I will just click here to add the slider, and I'll just choose another one over here. Okay, so I'll just choose select this first, and now I will just keep my slider over here, and here you guys can see I do have a slider over here. Okay, so here you guys can see all these things which I do have here are in pair now. So what you can do is you can just select the angle from here. If I just give a 5-degree angle, okay, just click on enter. Okay, so you guys will be able to get a 5-degree angle. And what I can do is I can just select these colors from here, and we guys can work our way out. So I'll just keep the things over here. Okay, so I'll just keep this and bring this somewhere here and give some proper gaps. Okay, make sure that we give some proper gap over here. Okay, so as you guys can see, so here I do have this one, and here if I want to change some things, I can just give this thing a sharp end. So I'll just come here again, and I will just try to give this things a sharp end. If I come here, okay, and now I will just drag slider somewhere over here. Okay, so I'll just drag my slider over here. And here as well, I will give some dark shades. Okay, so this kind of looks good. And what I'm going to do now here is I will come here, and this one I will just give this 43%. Okay, and here if I come to this one, then I will just give 45. Okay, so I'll just give 45. Click on enter. And here you guys can see 5-degree. If you give a 45-degree angle, you guys can actually give a 45-degree angle here as well. Okay, so this is how you guys can actually work these things out. And this is the easiest way. So I'll just now select this with my selection tool. What I'm going to do is I'll just put those things there in one side and now go to the file option, go to place, and from here I will just bring text around, okay, or this image. So I'll just keep this one somewhat like this. So here you guys can see I do have my image right here, okay. So I'll just come somewhere over here. Now again down. Okay, so I'll just come down somewhere over here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I am going to just adjust the image. Okay, so I will be trying to just adjust that image. So if I just control C, if I just go out or if I come here in again, okay, so here I will just come somewhere right over here. And what I can do is if I just want to decrease, I can basically decrease the size and I can put those things up here in the t-shirt. Okay, so I will just try to put this over here with shift. If I want to decrease the size, I can always decrease the size. Okay, so if I just put this thing, so right click and now go to arrange and I'll just click bring to front. And here you guys can see this is the t-shirt design which I have just made. So hope you guys have liked this class and you guys can also now work like this with your text. You guys can just make some retro stripe things. Okay. Over here, just play around with the angles, with the radians, all of this here. So see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye everyone.